Your pack. I will not give him a proper burial, but will leave him for the crows and vultures. No person is to touch this body."
No one spoke as he pulled off his jacket and, folding it neatly in half, handed it to James. James took it, handling it respectfully, and I shot him daggers from my eyes. Then Elias slowly unbuttoned the cuff of his sleeves and rolled them precisely up to his elbows. I watched him, transfixed, as his fingers transformed into long, sharp claws, just like Andre. He leaned over Garrett's naked body, adjusting it so that he was flat on his back. Then he punched his claw into the sensitive spot below Garrett's neck. Blood gushed out, draining onto the ground. He slid his finger down, cutting through Garrett's neck, his chest, and stomach. The sound of his nail scraping against cartilage and bone made goosebumps break out all over my body as layers of skin, white fat, and muscle were slowly revealed before the crowd. Finally stopping at Garrett's flaccid penis, Elias paused for a moment. He admired his work and wiped the sweat off his forehead with the top of his arm. The whole backyard was silent, and all eyes were on him, except for his soldiers, whose eyes were focused over the crowd, watching us carefully. Elias reached into Garrett's chest, and loud popping noises filled the air as he ripped Garrett's ribs from his sternum. With a final pop, he stood up. Dark red dripped from his hands into the pooling blood on Garrett's body, which was splayed open like a filleted fish. He held his hand out, and one of his soldiers snapped to his attention, bringing him a handkerchief. Why couldn't he use the one in his pocket? Elias wiped his hands thoroughly on it, then threw the handkerchief onto Garrett's body. The same soldier pulled out a squirt bottle of hand sanitizer and handed it over. Oh, fancy. Elias had a concierge for his gross body-hacking habits. "I like your lube assistant. Does he lube anything else after you play with your dead bodies?" Elias gave me a disgusted look. I smirked as he bathed his hands in the stuff. "You know that stuff doesn't work on your dick, right? You're still gonna get the warts. I hear they're a real bitch." My guys burst out laughing. He shot daggers from his eyes, which had darkened so much they were almost empty black holes. I didn't break the staring contest between us, and he didn't say a word. He just rubbed his hands together obsessively, like he was trying to wash away years of sin. Finally, he threw the bottle back at the soldier and looked towards the house.
"Where the fuck is Riker?"
The hand sanitizer concierge shrugged, and Elias nodded at me.
"Take her inside. Get her dressed appropriately for a wake."
Then he nodded at his other soldiers.
"Get everyone inside."
His soldiers moved quickly to follow his command, and after that show with Garrett's body, I could understand why. You didn't screw around with Elias. I got the point, although I had no intentions of following it. The hand sanitizer guard moved towards me, and I jumped up. I noticed he had the same tattoo snaking out of his uniform as Elias. His light brown hair was cut short, and his dark brown eyes studied my movements sharply. I knew if I made any movement towards Elias or towards escaping, he would take me down in a heartbeat. So I played nice, allowing him to take my elbow and lead me towards the back door. The rest of the crowd was being lined up and herded, also towards the house. I felt my guys' presence behind me and knew they weren't far away. I glanced back towards Elias and stopped in my tracks. He was staring at Garrett's body. An oily black crow was on his shoulder, with 3 more hovering around him. Hearing another bird call, I looked up and was amazed to see a few vultures taking up position in a nearby tree. The one at his shoulder dropped off, landing on the ground. It began pecking at Garrett's innards. The pressure at my elbow increased, and I turned back towards the house, my mind whirling. It was as if Elias was calling the birds to him. I was pretty sure Garrett's body would be pecked clean within a few days. What the hell had we gotten ourselves into? We moved inside, and the soldier at my side led me up the stairs. I heard hunters growl and turned around. 3 soldiers stood in front of my guys, clearly attempting to block their way from following me. Both groups stared at each other.